Hi, this is Eric and welcome to another episode of Larson's Garage. Today we've got my beautiful 1989 Lincoln Mark VII LSC with only 28,000 miles, and figured we'd take some time and show it off to you guys. So why don't we pan around and we'll just walk around it a little bit here, Nolan. It's got the turbine wheels. It's the LSC model. There were two models offered in 1989. One was the LSC and one was the Bill Blass model. The LSC was the more sport-tuned model, and the Bill Blass had a little bit more luxury features and chrome trim. As you can see, the paint, the original paint's in excellent condition. No dents or dings, anything significant around. It's got some nice Michelin tires on it. This car was built starting in 1984, and they were produced all the way up through 1992. And it was built off the Thunderbird Aero platform. So this is a car I purchased on Bring a Trailer this past summer. Some cool features. These were the first flush-mounted headlights produced in the USA that Ford designed back in 1984. In fact, they had a difficult time getting this approved by the Department of Transportation. So they had alternate plans for a sealed beam light if this didn't go through, but fortunately they pulled it off because I think it really looks nice and trim. Also on the LSC model, they have these fog lamps up front, the Marshall fog lamps with the covers. And they're spring loaded too. I guess if you hit something, they pop back. So, yeah. So let me take the camera here. I'm going to go around and get some close-ups here so you all can see it. Nice chrome mirrors. Love these wheels. They're so cool. Oh, you can take the camera again here, Nolan, and then I'll show them the trunk.
Okay.
All right. So the trunk's got a little round key for the trunk here. It's got a little lock cover on it, which is cool, big Lincoln thing. Also, you notice here, it has the spare tire hump, which came out in the Continentals back in 1956. So Ford retained that style. It's got a really nice, beautifully lined trunk carpet with a space saver spare. Plenty of room for storage. It's lined up top here. And a really cool feature is when you go to shut the trunk, it's got the power pull down, so it automatically sucks the trunk down. Another cool feature too is it's got the Ford JBL audio system in it, which was an option. Very nice sounding system. I guess we can go fire it up, huh? Let's go start it up. Hear the engine. Before I start the engine, I want to let you know it's got the 5.0 liter high output Ford engine that they put in the Mustangs of this generation. It's 225 horsepower, and the HO model engine has the roller cam as well as some other improvements to strengthen the engine. This is the air suspension compressor. It's got an air ride suspension on all four corners. Really makes the handling much better. And it's got a four-wheel anti-lock disc brake system. So this was maybe the first, if not one of the first, anti-lock systems released. And I believe it came out in I think. I don't know if they had them with the first year model, but it was pretty early on. So I'll go ahead and start it up. There she is running. Fires right up. Very solid, dependable engine. Really runs nice. It's got the original spark plug wires from 1989. Probably the original spark plugs with only 28,000 miles. Runs great. I know the battery's been replaced, but not much else has been replaced. I'll rev it up a little bit for you so you can hear it. Oh, look at this. Still got the factory stamping here. 2520. Maybe that was an inspector number. Not sure. Pretty cool stuff. You want to go around back and get a sound of the exhaust? Here's a copy of the Marti Auto Report I got for this car. It gives you a lot of cool, interesting information, such as the options that were ordered on the car, the build date, all sorts of dates actually that are important. This car was actually built on October 19th, 1988. It also gives you statistics on how many other cars are ordered with similar paint and trim codes and certain options and such. This particular car was ordered by Dave Piles Lincoln Mercury of Annandale, Virginia, to have in stock. So it was built on October 19th. It was released October 20th, and it sold on November 19th. So some pretty cool information along with what options were equipped on this vehicle. So I highly recommend these Marti reports. You can get them at www.martiauto.com. Okay, let's go inside. Before we go inside, I just want to explain this to you. This is the keyless entry system Ford came out with in 1980. You put a 5-digit combination in here. There's a factory code they give you, but you can also enter in your own code. It opens the doors as well as the trunk. And it also has a little illuminated entry system, they call it. You either pull up on the handle or push one of these buttons and it lights up the, I don't know if you can see it or not, if it's too bright out right now, but there's a little light in there. You can see the LED light lights up so you can see at night when you're putting your key in. Pretty cool stuff. Opening the door. It's definitely got a European inspired interior, especially for, take the key out here, it's dinging away. Especially for the 80s. Ford was looking to compete with BMW and Mercedes when they first released the Mark VII in '84. So you'll find that it's definitely a European styling. It's got super plush carpet in it and articulated seats in excellent condition, perforated leather. And the steering wheel has perforated leather on it as well. Right here. It's got wipers. And then the turn signals. Horn is here. Cruise control. And then on the seats, they've got adjustments here for the lumbar, which pumps up the back, and then the bolsters. Pushes them close together or separates them out. So pretty cool. It's got the titanium colored interior in this one. Beautiful shape. Show you the back seat. Plenty of room back there for passengers. Legroom's decent. It's got a fold-down armrest. Really nice car. The fit and finish is real nice on the trim as well inside for the 80s. All right, let's take it for a spin. Okay, here we are inside the car, and we've got the dashboard, the tilt steering wheel. The wheel tilts right at the pivot here, not the whole column. Something they did back in the 80s. Over here, starting from the left, we've got the air conditioning register. We've got the headlight controls, panel dims the gauges, lights, that's the manual switch for the lights, and the auto lamp system, which is auto dim and auto lamp. Auto lamp is, it turns the lights on at dusk and off, during the day. I usually leave that on, then you can set how long it stays on after you shut the car off. And then the auto dim function is an auto headlight dimmer, which is an interesting feature I'll explain a little later. And then the switch for the fog lamps. So there's the sensor for the auto headlamp dimmer. It's off the rear view mirror. It's got like a little eye that looks for oncoming lights. All right, and then we've got the dashboard, or the instrument cluster here, standard gauges, speedometer, tachometer, fuel and temperature, all the basics. Antenna, rear defog, and then we got the idiot lights over here. This is the sensor for the climate control in there inside that grill. We have LSC nomenclature on the dashboard here. If it was the Bill Blass model, it would have the Bill Blass logo there. We've got the trip minder computer, which is a cool feature I'll explain in just a second. You've got the radio here, the Ford JBL audio system with a cassette. And we've got the automatic climate control system. That real nice leather wrapped gear shift handle. Ashtray. Don't think it was ever used. Never smoked in. Very nice. And then we've got controls for the left window, the mirrors, and the right window. And then we've got a cup holder. Those are pretty fragile, I know. Place for tape storage. And then a second level, which is more storage, coins, and the fuel door release button there. And then we've got the glove box area there. Looks nice. The right hand side mirror. And inside the glove box, we've got some, owner's manual. Comes in this nice portfolio, Mark VII. So you've got the owner's guide, the keyless entry code here, and a bunch of books. And then there's a little thing here, please accept this gift as a symbol of the Lincoln Quality Commitment. Well, what that was is they shipped you a keychain after you purchased the car. Got it here. So it's a detachable keychain, Lincoln logo keychain, very sharp. And it's got a serial number on the back. So if it gets lost, somebody could drop this in a mailbox and it'll get forwarded on to the owner of the car. And then finally, you got a pen from Lincoln Commitment there. Cool stuff. All right, and then the keys. Got Lincoln exclusive keys. They look like Ford keys, but they have the Lincoln stampings in them. The primary key is the square key. and it works the ignition and door locks. And then the round key, the secondary key, is the trunk and glove box and console lock key as well. So, all right, let's fire it up. There she is, coming to life. So, also got nice visor mirrors here. Overhead display, map lights on each side. It's got some warning lights as well as the outside temperature and your compass heading. You can turn those off individually or both if you want. Just a standard rear view mirror with the headlamp sensor behind it. And a visor mirror on the passenger side. They dim too, low and high setting. Cool. All right, and then this trip minder is a pretty cool computer for back in the day. They came out with this in the early 80s. When they first introduced the Mark VIIs. So basically you've got your clock, your day and date, and then a bunch of buttons here. So the first one, it goes to clock. The second one is your fuel or alarm. You can set an alarm for a certain time of day. Elapsed time, there's the alarm. Elapsed time, reset. Elapsed time, it turns it back to 0. ETA, that's if you put a destination in, it tells you approximately when you'll be there based on your average speed. That's the miles to your destination. I think it defaults to 1,000, but you can change that. Elapsed mileage, how far you've gone since you've hit the reset. Reset that. Now, if you're starting a trip, you hit the reset button twice, and it clears everything. So, okay, we'll say we're going 23 miles. And then we go back to, let's see, distance, reset. There we go. Clock. Distance, elapsed miles you've traveled, average miles per hour. Now I've reset it all. And then fuel economy, average miles per gallon. And then if you just let it go, it'll go to instantaneous, IN. DTE is your distance to empty. And then the set button, and then you can change that to English or metric. And that also changes the temperature to metric as well. All right, guess you're ready to go for a little drive, Nolan.
Yep.
All right. And we're off. One of my first thoughts when I get in this car and drive it is it's so isolated, feeling quiet, like there's a ton of insulation in here, I think. Really feels like an expensive vehicle when you drive it. What are some of the things you like about it, Nolan?
I like how it's very quiet and smooth, and it does have Mustang performance, and the features are very cool on it. But yeah, it's just overall a very nice car.
It's definitely got character. I remember when I grew up in South Florida and back in the 80s, I used to love these cars. A few of our neighbors had them, and I just thought they were the coolest thing. I always liked the Mustang 5.0s, the GT Mustangs or the LX 5.0s, but these Mark 7s were just a little bit more rare and unique, which had the same engine and stuff, but really thought they were cool. Got a nice little growl when you hit the gas. rides quietly. I mean, there's hardly any, if any, wind noise or anything when you're driving. It's really tight, really nice driving car. It's probably one of my favorite cars of all time. I remember when I was younger, down in Southwest Florida, we'd go to the dealerships and check these out, and I just remember looking at all these Mark VIIs, thinking how much I always wanted one, and finally got to get one, a nice one. I've had a few. I think the first one I had like over 200,000 miles on it. It was pretty tired. I think I have it featured on one of my videos, a couple pictures of it, but I rebuilt it. It came out pretty nice, but I tell you what, they are only original once, and this one is just incredible. It just really, everything just drives nice, transmission shifts nice, it's got good power, just glides along. Really a joy to drive. So we were just at Joyner Park here in Wake Forest, North Carolina. Beautiful park. They got some historic buildings on site, some good walking trails, and now we're headed to the downtown Wake Forest Main Street here, where they've got some nice classic homes. nice boulevard to drive down. It's a beautiful town we live in. Definitely looks like a wintry day out there today. One of these people here has got an old 55 Thunderbird convertible. Can't remember which house it was. Oh, it was this house here. I don't know. It was a while ago when I saw it, but it's a nice, beautiful white 55 Thunderbird. But yeah, this car runs good. And it's the seat adjustments remind me of a Mercedes from back in the 80s with the actual. They look like a seat you can use, and then you got the door locks. The doors automatically lock when you put it into drive. What else? Did you get the back seat there, Nolan?
Oh, yes.
Got nice leather in the back there. It's just a real joy to drive, and comfortable. You can be in this car all day long. Feel nice. It's got nice cold air conditioning and warm heat. Nolan and I like to work on cars, but we love to take him out for a spin. And you have to. You got to keep these things going. We try to at least take him out at least once a month, just to get him working. And keep all the seals moist and everything just in use. Prevent the fuel system from getting gummed up and such. And it's fun. It's one of the best chores to have, is to have to take the car out for a spin.
Yep.
I've been collecting cars since I think I bought my first collectible car probably back in the early 2000s. I got started with my dad back in '88 with the 1966 Cyclone Mercury convertible we restored, which he still has to this day. It's part of our collection. So we'll do a video on that as well. It's a red Mercury 66 convertible Cyclone. That's a fun car to drive around in. This car always gets a lot of compliments, so whenever I drive it places, people are always asking me about it. And with my cars, if you haven't seen it by now, but you'll learn the collection I have, a lot of the cars are unusual. They're not ones you see every day. So usually when I take them out to Cars and Coffee meetups or whatever, people are like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen one of those cars forever. And so it's nice having that, people, say, oh, I remember my Uncle John used to have that car and really liked it, whatever. So it's kind of cool to talk with people about that stuff. For me, a lot of this stuff's just nostalgia. You know, it brings you back to the day. We'll give it a little gas here. Very smooth acceleration, and it's quick. Gets up and goes. And it's really quiet when it's cruising. We're going 63 right now. It's pretty quiet in here. The design of this car, you know, is low coefficient of drag, so it's very aerodynamic. A lot of wind passes through it. There's not a lot of wind noise or anything. And it's solid, you know, the 302 engine's a solid engine. It's a great engine. What else, Nolan? Did we miss anything?
Oh, did you get the climate control?
Oh, yeah, we gotta do the climate control. So, the climate control there, you've got, you can set the temperature, you can change the fan speeds here, set air conditioning, change where it heads out to, but it's pretty accurate. And if you leave it on auto here, it just puts on the air or the heat, whatever you want, you know, whatever it needs to be based on the temperature you'd set. Or you can set the fan to high. You can push both these buttons for medium. It's kind of weird. And low. AC, panel and floor, you push both. Floor and defrost. So I usually just leave it on auto. Another cool feature with this car is the headlight dimmer. I forgot to tell you guys about. It's kind of funny, but it works okay. And a couple of the cars I have this feature, and some of the ones I've had in the past, and they all kind of work the same. They're not great. First gen. They came out with this option actually. I think Cadillac may have first had it back in 1959. I think it was maybe on the Eldorado, called the Autronic system or something like that. But basically what it does is you're driving down the road, you turn it on by the switch, and there's a sensitivity setting, and you have your high beams on, and when it senses an oncoming car, it automatically dims the lights. And it works good if you're on a, you know, kind of a straight, typical road. However, if you're on a curvy road, or you got roads with lots of signs, you know, like the pedestrian signs or something that are reflective, it will knock the lights down, thinking it's an oncoming car. So you can imagine some curvy roads that have the arrow signs or something, you know, it's the lights going on, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's kind of silly, you know, and people in the car riding are like, what the heck's going on with your lights, you know? But if you're on a straightaway, it works pretty good. I typically keep it off. I'll put it on once in a while, especially if I want to annoy my wife. Starting to get dark out.
There's the instrument cluster all lit up.
Yep. But yeah, it's a nice ride. So we're just about back at the house. So I guess that concludes this ride today. Appreciate you guys tuning in and subscribing and liking the videos. That'll help drive the searches on YouTube higher, so more people can see these cars. So please like and subscribe. I'll also have a video on this car talking about the history and the production data and the design and stuff. That'll be coming out here in another day or so. I've got the research done. I just need to produce the video. So I've got some really cool facts and images and stuff in there for you on that. So appreciate you guys, your support, and we'll see you later. Thanks again, and happy motoring. Take care.
If you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel so you're aware of when we post new content. Happy motoring!